Blitzers, hey, it's Ronan. Welcome back to the channel. We have the new line, the tier 7 through 10 American line. And Lek and I did a live review of the tanks the other day. And for those of you who watched, we appreciate it. We had decent views. Want to do a specific review of the M-VI-Yoh, the tier 10. And by the way, the Epic Camo is available now. If you play and win, the offer shall be there. Camo is pretty good. I guess nothing I would say unordinarily special. It's got a nice USA 116, and if you don't like that background noise, congratulations, no one does. All right, the M-VI-Yoh is a great tank. It is different, I think, than most other tanks. It's got some similarities to the T-57, and I'm going to run through it in a couple of quick ways because it's been reviewed by a lot of other people. But I'll just give you the working man's review of it. And try to show a really good game, but a big damage game by ArmourAttacker. First, hitch points and all that, you know, it's good. We'll take a look at the armor closer. You can see the rear armor sucks, but that's what you expect with an American tank. And then just looking at the damage permitted, etc. So you're looking at about 2,500 DPM here with a magazine reload of 20.18. Now, the big deal with the Yohs are the inner clip reload of 1.71 with 2 shells. So you get to dump out, you know, about 900 alpha in 1.71 seconds if you land your shots. Also, you can look at the AP, the heat, and the high explosive pen is quite good. And you are obviously going to run Cali because otherwise you have the vents. And then the alpha 450 through 80, 515 also fine. 450 is nicer than 400 that you get with the T-57. Aim time very good, 3.6. Dispersion not great, 0.367. You could, I am not running the refined gun. You could and get it a little lower. One big thing to note too is the gun is 1810. And then there's a speed 3515. But let's go ahead and compare this real quick to the T-57. Because that's what you're always after. And you look at the T-57, it does have higher DPM. And you can get there with the Yoh. The Yoh has 2 cannons. I only pointed out the big boy, which is I think the one you want to use. I'm only looking at the 120 millimeter T12-3E1. The T12 2E3 does have better pen and DPM, but I think simply put, if you want to run that cannon, you may as well just run a T-57. It's the same thing. The advantages to this cannon is obviously the alpha. Look at the alpha difference. You get another 450, and then as I mentioned, you're looking at 2 shells versus 3, so just less time being exposed. Shell velocity is not as good as the T-57s on the AP. Both tanks shoot heat. Same issue with shell velocity there, and the same is on the HE, which is a little bit disappointing. I'm a shell velocity nut. Also, the aim time dispersion values are better for the T-57. The -10, though, is quite nice. And the other thing you should note about the tank, as I mentioned already, is the +18. So -10, +18 does give you more range. Speed, I find to be very similar to the T-57, except for you get a better reverse speed, and you also have the tracks that don't break when you reverse. Very similar power to weight. No mod reverse is slower, so it's going to turn a little bit slower than the T-57. I did feel that as well. And that is the key there. Now, looking at the Yoh, and I'm just glancing through here where it ranks. It's got very good view range, kind of an American thing. Many of the tanks have good view range. And, sorry, I have a dog barking at me in the background. He's a beast. And then you look at some of the other factors there. Nothing stands out too much in terms of being great. Or being like so wonderful that it's worth pointing out. Here's the armor. So Lek likes to point out that it looks like a penis. I think Lek's got some issues, but nonetheless, you kind of have a good profile. The lower plate is in the 130. Upper plate's is quite strong in the upper 300. So if you're angled, if somebody just misses you a little bit, you're done. You're not going to shoot. Look at this turret. You're not going to hit that. You're not going to hit the tip. And then around the turret, because of the angles, the values are quite high. It's a good turret. Now, you do have 2 balls here, or horns, whatever you want to call them. They're lower, but they're pretty small. They're not huge, but they are there. So if you're hauled down, obviously, if you're overextending your haul down, you could get shot at those pretty easy, or at the top of your turret. Also, if you extend up and you look up, you can get shot there. Armor's replay will show that. All right, enough talking about the tank. Let's see what it can do in battle. We got ArmourAttacker, formerly of NERFD, currently with PP Sucks or something, and he is driving it's one of the first days, so we had a lot of replays in those first days. I'm just going to jump forward here a little bit. We had a lot of replays in those first days that got masteries. I myself mastered it twice. tuned with Crack Canadian. He mastered it 3 out of the 5 games we ran. So there was a lot of that, but this is not the case in this game. And you can see Armour here saying it's impossible to win. Armour, quit whining. You did it. You did it pretty well there. You just had to carry, man. So I think this game has a 1600 base XP. So it was definitely a carry. All right, I got rid of the dog. And here we go. Armour pushes right into the middle with the Yoh. You know, you think of what this tank is. Somebody wants like to say in a single line. To me, it is a cross between the Kronwagen and the T-57. I like it better than the T-57 thus far, just because I think it's this right there. That inner clip reload, although Armour missed a second shot, inner clip reload is just fantastic, and it's not just the inner clip reload. You get 2 shells, 1.7 seconds. You are exposed so little. Now I will tell you, and when we were streaming this and I played this tank, you have to almost think a little bit differently with this tank than others. With the T-57 and the AMX 50B that like Armour is shooting right there, you get your shells, you get ready to go, you wait until somebody shoots, and you go out. It takes about 9 seconds or 6 to 9 seconds, and you unload your clip. This tank doesn't require that. You can just go out and shoot. Even you can trade shots essentially. You're trading 900 alpha versus someone else's trading 450 or less. Although 50B is a bad example because he's going to charge you and stick 1200 alpha into you, but that guy is running away. So you've got to, I think about this tank a little bit before you play it. It's not the same as almost any other tank out there because you can just get out there and you shoot 2. Now watch this. 1 and 2. No time to reload, you're done. Now he did, that was a Progetto. So he did have a reload. He dumped 1,000 into Armour. Armour was fairly fortunate here to have some decent teammates. But you get the grift. Armour had Miz from Moonman, who's a very good player, helping him out here. So when you look at this, and again, 1, and you just got to stay out there. There's no reason, and I'm telling you, my one, if I can give a tip, 1,090 by the way, guys, because of high rolls. You need to not duck in your second shot. Don't move. It won't affect your movement dispersion. And unless you're gonna die, take your 2 shots and then back. Now it's 2 seconds being exposed, but it's worth it because you very likely land those shots. With the pen values this tank has, you should be able to clear a lot of tanks very quickly. It also has good armor, as I showed. The upper plate's strong. If you can get hauled down, you've got yourself a tank that can take a hit. So find a haul down position, pop into it, pop out, take your 2 shots. Hopefully you won't get pinned, and you do 1,000 damage just about. So, or 900 to 1,000 damage. That's what this tank does. That's what this tank is. And I think that if you play it right, that's what's going to happen. This wasn't a close game. Armour tore the shit out of this team, but it wasn't a close game or anything. It's 4-on-2 right now. And you can see the other Yoh is trying to do exactly what I'm talking about, I think. He is in a hull down position over there, near kind of that C-cap area. And he's trying to pop out. Now, what you notice is he's still got a lot of hit point left. Now, one thing you got to do with this turret is don't rotate it. If you over-rotate the turret, I'll show that in a second. If you over-rotate the turret, you're going to get penned on the sides very easily. So you got to, like when you're hauled down, like with a Tiger 2 something, keep your turret facing forward. Armour did that beautifully there. Look at your enemy. Maybe do a little wiggle, but don't over-rotate. That does not help you. And that is all she wrote. 4-on-1. Armour is already at 5,868 damage. I like Armour here. Gives him a little kiss in the neck, a little ram there. And then he shoots him right in that right area. Nice game by Armour, and I think an overall strong game as well. So 6,026 damage, 3 kills, 1,589 base. And what I was going to show, there's that. When you turn the tank, and I don't think I showed this earlier. Look, the side armor sucks. I mean, it's what I guess what you expect with this type of tank. The side of the turret sucks too. I mean, it's 100. They're not going to get you. They're not going to be able to. Well, it depends on the tank, but most will not be able to hit you with high explosive. But it is definitely squishy back there, and in the rear, whoo-wee. Guys, do not turn your ass to Death Star or don't turn your side to a Death Star. Don't turn your ass to a lot of tanks. They're gonna fuck you up. So there you have it, guys. I'm just gonna do one replay today on this. A really nice tank. If you are working up the line, I will review the tier 9 as well. The tier 8 is also excellent. There is the line. The dog of the bunch is the M7, which is the tier 7. The M-VI-Yoh, the tier 8's great. I love the tank. And then the M5 and the M6 are both exceptional. I think the M-VI-Yoh is the ugliest tank ever made. It reminds me of a troll from Harry Potter. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching.